Welcome students, welcome to the computer science class. We have been discussing with the benefits of using a computer. That is in the first chapter of your book, Fundamentals of Computer. Now, in this tutorial, we will continue from here. What can we do with a computer? Right? You know we can do many things using different softwares for different purpose. Like we can create documents using word processing software, using a spreadsheet software. You can create spreadsheet documents. You can create a presentation document, a presentation with the help of a PowerPoint software, like that. You can work with numbers and use it for calculating the data. We can teach. The teachers take the help of computer to teach their students using a computer. Like I am using my computer for creating this video tutorial. Like that, teachers take aid to teach the computer, take the aid of a computer to explain the concepts more vividly to their students. Next is chatting. You can chat with your friends, keep in touch with your family and friends by sending messages. Instant messaging apps are there. You can use them for chatting purpose. You can design buildings, clothes or other things. There are designing softwares available also like CAD and designing drawing softwares. You can use them to design buildings, architectures. Architects use them for making the design of a building. The fashion designers use it for designing designs of clothing, like that. So there are different softwares available for this purpose. And you all, there are so many students who are playing games, who like playing games on computer. They know that there are certain games available and they can use it to play games. You can use computer for doing research. Your teacher gives you a topic for uh, reading to know about. You can search the internet, the documents related to that topic. You can read, you can learn, and then you can make a report on the topic. You can make a write-up on the topic. So it is useful for doing research. An unknown topic can be searched on the internet. You can learn about it and do your research. Time management. Time management, we know it's very important in our life. We have to manage time in order to be successful. There are so many work we do throughout the day. Actually, we need to do so many work. But if we are not managing our time well, we will not be able to do all the work. The computer, with the help of a scheduling assistant, will help you to schedule your work and will give you notification about the various time slots, various events or various appointments you may be having at that particular time slot. So in that way, the computer helps you to manage time. Next is learning. Computer helps you to learn. It helps you to learn. How it helps you to learn? there are so many ways that it helps. You may be watching a video, you may be watching a tutorial clip, or you may be watching some illustrations given by your teacher using your computer. You may be listening to some tutorials, a voice clip. So there are so many ways. You may be watching a presentation. So in that way you can learn by using a computer. Buying and selling products. You know that the e-commerce sites are there like Amazon, Flipkart, OLX. All these are e-commerce sites, and we can use if you use those sites for purchasing the items a particular vendor is selling. We will log into their e-commerce site and we will choose the items from the site and we'll add them on the cart. We can pay through our credit card or debit card, and that item will be delivered to our doorstep. So in that way we can buy things from the e-commerce site. Similarly, we can also sell products. Like if you want to sell some products, if you are dealing with some product, you can make your own website where the visitors can visit your website and give you orders for delivery. You can also buy or you can also sell. For example, you are planning to sell your old bicycle and purchase a new one. So what will you do? You can sell it on the OLX website. You can take a picture of it and post it in the OLX site, stating the price you want for it. So the interested people will give you message, will ask you about the price or will negotiate the price with you, and if it is okay with you, you can sell your site or any product you want. That is the same way you can sell any product on a particular site like OLX. Playing music and video. Like you can entertain by watching videos and by listening to music. You can watch a movie, you can listen to music by using a computer. You can do video conferencing. Someone who is not nearby, you need to do video conferencing. You can call him or her through the video conferencing and do a conference call. So in the various ways we can use a computer, and a computer is beneficial in various ways. Next, how does a computer work? A computer works very fast and accurate. Computer does four main jobs. It inputs data, processes it, displays the output from the data as information, and finally stores it. So how does it perform this processing, information processing? It takes the input on the input devices like keyboard, like mouse. You can see I am moving the mouse pointer and you can see the mouse pointer on the screen. So it takes the input from the input devices and that input is sent to the processor. The processor does the processing, the required processing according to your instruction, and it displays it on the output device like the monitor. or a printer. It is displayed. Then it sends that output on a storage device like hard disk or a pen drive or a optical storage medium. So you can store your output on this kind of storage devices. Okay, so that you can use them in the future. Once you have used your time for do the processing for doing this processing, and you can use this output for your future. You can use the data in future. Next is you can see the thing input, data, processing, information, output, storage. So all these terms are defined here. What is an input? Input is the data or instructions entered into the computer and is known as input. So an input device helps you to communicate with a computer, taking the input and from you, and it passes it to the processor so that the input can be processed and you can obtain the required output. The processor is the central processing unit that helps you to process data. The processing means treating the data according to the instructions and changing it in the form of information. So when you input some data, it is processed by the processor, generating the information, right? So in this way, processor works, generating the required output. Next is the output. What is the output? Output is the result that you have generated, the computer has generated after processing the data. The computer has processed the data and now it is displayed on the output devices like monitor, or it can be printed from a printer, or if you are using a sound editing, if you are doing some editing work, then you can get the output from a speaker. So you get output from an output device. Next is storage. You store the data that you obtain as output on a storage medium or a storage device like a hard disk or an optical storage medium. The computer stores data and information on the storage device for future use. It uses the information stored. The computer uses the information stored on the storage device to perform tasks. Popular examples of storage devices are hard disk, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, and pen drive. So, what these kind of storage devices? They are secondary storage devices. That is, they store the information, they store the data permanently after the computer is switched off. So when you switch off the computer, the data will be still there on the storage device. For example, you can see right now I am using a PDF reader so that I can read the documents that I have created using this particular software. So here the interface has got menus. where I can give instruction to open a PDF document. Right now you have seen I have closed a document. If I want to open it, that is resident on the hard disk, I can open it by clicking on the open instruction. I will click on that, the open dialog box will come up, and then I will just visit the location where I have the document stored. So if I want to open that document, I can use it by opening it in my PDF reader. So I can use the documents for in the future and from my storage. If I have the document stored in my hard drive, if I have it stored in my CD-ROM, if I have it on my pen drive, I can use it to do some work in the future. Next is input devices. What is an input device? Any hardware component that allows you to enter data, instructions and commands into a computer is an input device. Like keyboard is an input device, you know. It contains keys. You press the keys to type information and enter instructions for the computer to follow. So what you do, you type the information or you type the instruction. So that is taken by the software. Where do you type? You type it on a particular software interface. There is an interface of the software, like this is an interface. I am using it. I am using the commands. I am giving commands. I am clicking on this. So this software is having this buttons, this particular kind of interface. I am using it to interact with my computer, right? I am interacting. How am I interacting? I am trying to read some document on my screen. So how I am reading? I am to open the document that is resident on my hard drive. So thereby I am using this software to open that document. So that's the way I am using the input devices like keyboard, the mouse to interact with the software. So that's what it is told. You can type information, enter instructions for the computer to follow. The computer is following your instruction to open a document. Next is mouse. A mouse is also a input device. It's an input device, and a mouse is a pointing device that fits comfortably under our palm. We can use the mouse to select or move items on the screen, as well as to provide instructions for computer to follow. There are two mouse buttons, so we can give instructions in two ways. And usually there is usually a scroll button by which we can scroll. There is a scroll wheel. You can see the top of the mouse. The top of the mouse has two buttons and a scroll wheel. The bottom of the mouse is flat and contains a mechanism that detects the movement of the mouse. So as I move the mouse, I can see the movement of the cursor on the screen. If I scroll the wheel, I can scroll down, I can scroll up the document. So that is the way I can use a mouse to interact with the computer. I am giving an instruction to scroll the pages of the soft copy, right? I am using a PDF of the book, so I am giving an instruction by scrolling down or scrolling up. I'm turning the pages of the book by scrolling the mouse. Well, see, like that, the input devices are used to give commands to the computer in the way you want to work. Next is a scanner. A scanner is an input device which is used to send images and text directly into the computer. There are different types of scanners like flat plate scanner, handheld scanners, and you can the purpose is same. Handheld scanners, you will see people in the shops or in the when you go to a big shopping mall, you will find the items you are purchasing are scanned. There is a barcode reader. They are scanning the barcode using the handheld scanner. The handheld scanner is used for scanning the barcode. This kind of scanners are used for scanning the pictures. You can scan any document to create a soft copy of the particular hard copy. Like I have made the soft copy of the computer book for sharing with you. You can use your scanner to scan a document. Right. Thereby, you can use it for creating the soft copy, the digital copies of the document. Barcode reader is also a device connected to your computer that is used to scan the barcode lines. See, most products in the shops have barcodes on them. A barcode is a set of lines of different thickness that gives information about the product like its price, manufacturing date, etc. Barcode reader, also called a barcode scanner, is used to input data from the barcode. So the item information, the information about the item is encoded in the form of bars, which is read by a barcode scanner. Joystick is a pointing device that is used for playing games. You can use it to control the actions in a computer game. It has vertical lever mounted on a base. You have the lever to in different directions to control the actions in a game. Graphic tablet, also called a digitizer, is an input device which has a special pen to write on. It is used to draw images on the computer as well as to give instructions to the computer. So if you draw something on this tablet, that will be directly recorded on the screen. You are drawing it, you are drawing in a digital copy. You are making a digital copy of your painting. You are not no more working. You are no more painting on a hard copy. Like you use a pencil to draw on a paper, you are not using any paper, you are directly drawing it on the screen, and it can be saved to create a digital document. So that's why it's a digitizer, right? It's a digitizer. A digital camera called a digicam is an electronic input device used to capture and store photographs electronically in the computer instead of using photographic film used in conventional cameras. So a digital camera, it takes the capture directly on a photograph, directly on the memory card of the computer. There are memory cards, you have known that memory cards are available. So it captures the photo on the memory card instead of a photographic film. So that's why it's a digicam. The camera takes photograph digitally. It records the photograph on a digital medium. It's an electronic input device, right? It captures and stores photographs electronically in the computer instead of using photographic. Here you were using the digitizer to electronically record your painting. Here you are using the digital camera to electronically record or capture the photo you are clicking, right? So the purpose is the purpose you are doing for using a camera. The purpose of the devices are different, but you see you are creating digital documents by using both the devices. Camera also creates a digital document, digital camera, and graphic tablet or digitizer also creates the digital document, right? Next is the magnetic ink character recognition reader. MICR reader to read and identify magnetized characters printed on a document such as check. The check that contains the magnetized characters can be used to identify the magnetized characters. The MICR reader can be used to identify those magnetized characters on the check so that it can be recorded by an electronic device. Touch screen is very well known to you. You have been using your smartphone, uh, and each and every smartphone has got a smart screen. It's a screen that you can touch with your finger to input information. The finger acts as a pointing device on your touch screen. Tablet, PC, smartphone, ATM use the touch screen to input information. So how you are scrolling on a touch screen? You are scrolling with your fingers. Are you using any mouse? No. Are you using any keyboard? No. Only there is an interface like that on which you are typing on the keyboard. The keyboard comes on the touch screen itself, and you scroll with your fingers only. You just swipe up and down, move up and down the screen with your fingers. So that's the way you use a touch screen for giving instruction to the device you are using. If your device is having a touch screen, you can use your fingers to give instruction to it through the touch screen. So that's very efficient. Touch screen is a form of modern input device, right? You no more need a keyboard, you no more need a mouse to give instruction. All it can be done with the help of a touch screen. Next is a section of update your knowledge. Go through like how to use the motion on a touch screen, how you can zoom it, how you can zoom in. All these are already well known to you. You can go through this, update your knowledge, and you will understand it well. Okay, if you are not getting any point, like what are the gestures you can make to do a particular thing, how to make a thing zoom in, that is to enlarge, zoom out, to make the thing short. Swipe up and down. Swiping up and down is I am holding the cursor up and down. This is the scroll bar. I can scroll up or scroll down. So if I am having a touch screen on my device, what I can do, I can just move the mouse, move the finger on the screen to scroll it up or scroll it down. So that is the way or various motion we can use on the touch screen to do different things, to instruct the device for different actions to be taken. So read this, and if you have any questions, you may write it in the comment section so that I can give you a reply in the next tutorial. And the last one is the microphone. You can use the microphone to take a voice input and send your voice to the device that is listening. Microphone is a voice input device used to send our voice into the computer. You can use the microphone for instant messaging that supports voice conversations, chat rooms that support voice chats and voice recognition. So right now what I am doing, I am recording my voice with the help of a microphone. My device is having a microphone that is capturing my voice and it is recording it so that I can share this with my students. So that's how it works. It acts as an input device to capture the voice of the user. Next, output devices. The computer cannot work only with the input device or only with the output device. It is combination of input device, output device, storage device, and the processing device. So we will learn now about the output devices. Whatever we give input, the data and instructions, the processed data will come on the output devices like the monitor, the printer, like that. An output device is any hardware component that can convey information to a user. Some commonly used output devices are display devices, monitor, printer, speaker. So the hardware component that is showing you the information to a user, that is showing the user the information, is the output device. And what are the commonly used output devices? Monitor, printer, and speaker. Why are we using the speakers? We are using it while listening to music. We have the music files on our computer. We can use it to listen to the music. And monitor is the standard output device. Any output that is generated is shown on the monitor. See, monitor is an output device that looks like a television, displays the work done by us or the information we want to get after processing. Information on a monitor exists electronically and is displayed for a temporary period of time. For this reason, information on the monitor is also referred to as a soft copy. Monitor is also known as screen, display, video screen, video display unit or video. So any information that has been generated by the computer is displayed on the monitor. You can print the information using a printer. Printer is an output device that gives you the output on a physical medium such as paper called printouts. The information we get as a printout on a paper is called hard copy. So there are different types of printers: laser printer, inkjet printer, and dot matrix printer. So what are this? Why are these three types of printer used? They are used for different purposes. Like the dot matrix printer is used for cheap printing. When you need large number of printouts, but not costly, not very quality. The quality of the printouts is not required. You don't need a very good quality of printout. You use the dot matrix printer. You need the When you need the quality printing, you use an inkjet printer. But this one is a very slow printer, and the laser printer is a very fast technology that prints very fast. So let's see what are the different types of printer that you can use using a computer. The laser printer uses laser technology to print text or images on paper. It gives the best quality output and is the most expensive kind of printer available in the market. The speed of the printer is given in pages per minute. So it is very fast. It prints at the number of 10 or 15 pages per minute, or maybe more than that. Right? Inkjet printer. This printer outputs text and images by spraying ink on the paper. The laser printer prints using the laser technology to print text or images. The inkjet printer uses the spraying ink on the paper. The inkjet printer produces text and graphics in both black and white and color. So you can get both color and black and white printout using an inkjet printer. The speed of such printers, that is inkjet printers, is given in lines per minute. There will be some 100 lines per minute maximum. Okay, and here in case of laser printer, you get pages. You measure the speed of the printer in number of pages per minute. So it is very fast. The laser printer is very fast. Inkjet printer is slower than laser printer. The dot matrix printer contains movable print head with pins that strike the ribbon, placing a dot on the paper. These printers are less expensive but are very noisy. They are less expensive but are very noisy. The speed of this printer is given in characters per second. So you can measure the speed of this printer at the rate of characters printed per second. You measure the speed of inkjet printer at the rate of lines printed per minute. And in case of laser, that is number of pages printed per minute. So the laser printer is the fastest of printer technology that is available in the So that is about printer. You use a printer to create hard copies of your document. This kind of printers you have to memorize, and then we come to the speakers. The next kind of output device is the speaker. The speakers are output devices that produce music. Each that produce music, that produce pitch or other sounds that your computer generates or processes. So any kind of audio file that is there in the computer can be audible by a speaker. If you are not having a speaker, you cannot hear that audio file. You cannot feel the existence of the audio file. So what I am doing, I am having a hard copy. I am having a soft copy of the book. I am of the IT Planet book. I am reading the book, reading the picture of the book. This is the picture. Essentially, when we scan something, we generate a image of the document. But when there is an audio file, like it has got some audio waves recorded in the file, how do you hear that? How do you sense that? We sense it by hearing. We need a speaker to fill that what exists in the file. What is the audio all about? So we need the speakers. If there is no speaker, you will not feel the audio, right? So speaker is another output device that is essential on our computer. See in the update your knowledge part. Printer can be classified into two categories, impact and non-impact. Printers have direct contact between the printer head and paper and are known as impact printers. Printers that do not have direct contact between the printer head and the paper are known as non-impact printers. So, can you make a smart guess? You can guess that the laser printer is a non-impact printer and other printers are impact printers, because laser using a laser technology, when you are printing on a printer, you are not there, the printer head is not in touch with the paper, is not in contact with the paper. But in case of non-impact, in case of impact printers, the head and the paper are in contact, like the dot matrix printer and the inkjet printer. The head of the printer and the paper are in contact. So, impact printer and non-impact printer. Okay, mark it in your book. They are important. Next, we come to the storage device. We will discuss the storage device in the next tutorial. You read, go through this, go through this input devices and output devices. If there is any problem, you write your problem in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in the next tutorial or through written notes. Okay, and in the next tutorial we will learn about storage devices. Thank you all.